Hey, everybody. Can you guys tell me if you can hear me and see me? I know there's a little lag. Can you guys hear me and see me? Excellent. Okay. All right. So let's say hello. Hey, Pilgrim. I think you actually beat me in here this morning. Hey, Saffron. Matt. Hey, Prepping Artist. Steve. Hey, Teresa. Huckleberry. Hey, Devil Dog. Hey, Katrinka. Steve, I think I got you, but if I didn't, hello again. Hey, Dusty. Hey, Miss Metal. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Mary. I know I saw somebody else. Matt. Uh, Huckleberry. Katrinka. Hey, KP. Hey, Sis Outlaw. Hey, G Monana. How you guys doing today? So I posted the link up in case anybody wants to come up. Just, come chat. Hey, Little Lone Prepper. How you doing? Thank you all for being here. I'm always afraid that I am going to be the only one here. So thank you for coming back. So, again, my disclaimer, I am not a doctor. I am not a therapist. I have no medical experience whatsoever. I am just somebody who has suffered anxiety before it was cool, before they even basically knew what it was. So I figured today we were just kind of talk about more anxiety for the holidays because I'm seeing it more and more. I have a couple of friends who are terribly suffering with it. Hey, William, thanks for coming. And how this world has completely and utterly enabled us to be to have anxiety and to kind of keep us at an anxiety level because these days everything you do is no contact. So, oh, thank you, Matt. I'm not sure where Kevin is today. He is usually here, but I haven't heard from him. Hope everything is okay with him. And I think Down the Rabbit Hole is at church this morning. So it's literally just me today. So if as I said, anybody wants to come up, I think I pinned the link at the top if I did it correctly. I have anxiety of going to town now. Outlaw, I feel you 100%. It's it gets worse for me at Christmas time or during holiday seasons, and and so much of it is they've made it so it's almost impossible for you to do things that are not completely online or um, even if you go to the supermarket, let's say, they don't have the stuff that you need. You have to order some of it online. Or if you want to go and get Christmas presents, you have to go and order. You can't find what you need anymore. So this world is just completely enabling, and C-19 has made it so much worse. I think it started with the social media. Everybody is living in their phones these days, and you can do so much of it. You don't have to go to the bank anymore. You don't have to go to the supermarket anymore. Hey, Mad Chad, how you doing? I just said if you want to come up, I posted the link up at the top. Hey, Joe. Mad, I love your perspective on things. So if you want to come up, you are definitely more than welcome. Um, so I have notes I'm going to read and I'm going to stutter because that's what I do. Uh, oh, you know what? Let me see if I can do this. Okay. And Anybody else want to moderate for me? I definitely need another one. You're welcome. Running errands right now. Okay, Mad. Thanks for coming in, listening. So, as I said, oh, thanks, Outlaw. Oh, I can't do it there. I have to do it over here. I almost put you in timeout, Outlaw. Where are you? Okay. Okay, did it work? Okay. Oh, you know what? I'll get you too, Devil Dog. Thank you, guys. So, with such little human contact, it's just been having anxiety. It gets easier. You don't have to go out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to interact with people. Hey, Jenna, you're new here. Thank you. Thanks for coming in. Hey, oops, how you doing? You're not late. We just started. Hey, Teresa, I don't know if I saw you yet. I think I did, though. So I have a couple of friends who were prone to anxiety before this. And after the big C happened, they're completely in the zone of, I don't want to go out. I don't need to go out. I can stay home. I can sit on my couch. I can do what I want. People are working from home these days. And I think I was watching Michelle and East Tennessee yesterday, and one of them had said, it made a really good comment. People can't even make phone calls anymore, especially younger people, 20s, teens, 20s, early 30s. They have problems just making phone calls. My son included. They have this fear of talking to people, and it's from how that this world has groomed them for not having any interaction with people. I was at the supermarket this morning and there was a bunch of stuff that I ended up knocking over when I turned around because it was stuck in the magazine racks. So I picked it up and I handed it to the cashier and I said, I don't know where these came from. They were in the magazine racks. And I know they have people that go and put them around. And she goes, I don't understand why people can't just hand them to me. I said, I think it's because people have a fear of talking to people. She says, you're absolutely right. She says, I've noticed that people are getting less and less talkative. It's get in, get out, no social interaction, no human contact. It's terrible, and this world is just letting it go on and on. Yeah, there's a ton of great creators in here. So if you guys could let Prepping Artist or Devil Dog or Outlaw Farms know if you have a channel, they will be glad to put your links up for you. And check out some of the other creators that are in here because there's a lot of them. So we do all of this online, and it just feeds into our anxiety. Hey, Miss Sharon, how you doing? Yes, live chat or all chat, and this way you're not missing anything. I got my shirt, Miss Sharon, Top Chat Mafia. I got him from Ghost. I cut all my necks off, though. I can't have anything touch my neck. It's one of my things. So anytime you see me wear a shirt, especially a t-shirt, the neck will be cut off. Hey, Minuteman, how you doing? So I'm just going to... You are 100% correct. Anything to make sure that people are not speaking to anybody else. I think it's all done by design. if people can't talk to each other, people can gather together. But I'm not going to get into that. So, sorry, I'm just kind of checking out the chat. Um, it's great, right? My husband looked at me. He's like, "What is that?" um, sorry, I am. I have a service dog for my PSTD and anxiety. That's good. Does it help at Outlaw? I'm talking as I'm typing at Outlaw. I see. I enjoy not being around other people. Tend to annoy me. I understand, but you need human contact. You can't be alone all the time. I mean, I know most people suck these days, but human contact, you definitely need it. Okay. All right. Correct. And I say that to them. I say I don't work here. Plus, I don't want anybody to lose their jobs. Hey, Simply Tony, how you doing? You're not late. We just started. Yeah, let Kelly know if you have a channel and it didn't get posted. Okay. So yeah, self checkouts make it worse. I mean, people. Hey, you go out to dinner and you see families and they're all on their phone. They're not even speaking to each other anymore. So people don't kids don't even know how to order food. They don't know how to go into a bank. They don't know how to do so many things. I didn't like going out way before the sickness. That's yeah. And did it get worse after the sickness? Because I know a lot of it did for a lot of people. As I said, I have a couple of girlfriends who are just now they don't want to go anywhere. The option to work from home has left them just always home. They very rarely go out and they have no desire to anymore. So their anxiety just gets the better of them and they don't want to do anything. Yes, it made it possible to go to town, but now even my dog is PST from. Oh, I'm sorry, Outlaw. Well, you also got a lot of other stuff going on, so I made it church this morning. It was good service. I just have no voice to sing because I'm still coming down from the side. I hope you're feeling better, at least, Minuteman. I have the same rule. That's a great rule. 100 times worse since 2020. I'm right there with you. And it's funny because I remember when I went in, I haven't taken medication for anxiety since I don't know, maybe 20 years or so. But when all of this started, when the whole thing, all the lockdowns coming, I knew it was going to affect me. So I went into my doctor's office and I told them, I said, I'm not afraid of the C19. I'm not afraid of that. If I get sick, I get sick. It really didn't, which is odd for me because I'm usually a germaphobe, and my husband and children could not believe that I was as calm as I was with this. But I said I'm more afraid of everything locking down and me not being able to do the things I need to do and get where I need to get, or any of that, because that will feed more into my anxiety. And she ended up prescribing me something which I ended up not taking. It was actually good just to have the prescription with me. It actually made me feel better knowing I had it if I needed it. I think I took one pill and it wasn't even for anxiety. It ended up being for vertigo because it also helps with that too. But it made me worse the way I felt. So I never even took it. But knowing I had it helped. It was almost like, as I said, I always carry a bottle of water with me. That bottle of pills got me through just having them with me. It was almost like I don't know how to describe it, like a yeah, safety blanket, exactly, thank you, Dusty. That's the words I was looking for. I don't really like to talk on the phone. That's not new, however, yeah, well, if you were around in the 70s or the 80s like I was, I spend so much time on the phone, I think that's why I loathe it now. And it has nothing to do with being afraid to talk to people because I talk to everybody, but I don't like the phone. I don't like having something attached to my ear. Hey, Ed, thanks for coming in. Hopefully, I didn't miss anybody. Hey, Jem. Hey, all, I survived New York City. Heading home. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you survived. You survived the in-laws also. Coffee working. Oh, thanks, Jem. 2 weeks better today, 70%. Thinking about hunting tomorrow morning, as long as I'm not coughing and scare everything away. Yeah, that's probably not conducive with hunting, the coughing. So, again, my suggestion, just again, I'm not a therapist, I'm not a doctor, but get out and do the things. Don't spend all the time on your phone. Get if you have to go to the bank, go to the bank, even if it's through a drive-through. Start getting out there. I've also noticed that people seem to be not as nice these days. I'm one of those people that if you're standing online and you're there for more than a few minutes and it's a long line, I will start talking to everybody around me. And it used to be everybody was so friendly, everybody would talk. I've noticed more and more that they're not as friendly, or a lot of people just won't even engage, which is fine. Hey, Watchman. I won't talk to anybody who doesn't want to, but I am definitely, I know half of their life stories by the time they leave. So, but these days people don't make eye contact. They want in, they want out. I don't know if it's a new medical thing, or if they're truly just like having anxiety and they don't want to talk to anybody. Me too, Mrs. Metal. It's, you know what? Smiling goes a really long way. I My favorite quote is from Elf. I just like smiling. Smiling's my favorite. So it makes everybody around you just more comfortable, and it also calms yourself. It relaxes the muscles in your face, and if you could talk to people, it helps distract you from whatever is going on through in your head. Here's a song, Leave the World Behind, swim out past the breakers, watch the world die. Yeah, definitely. Ever since I noticed the little different things I do now that I didn't before. I can't be a passenger in a car. For the longest time, I was like that. I couldn't drive with anybody. I had to be in the driver's seat, no questions. I would take my own car if I had to. Take care, Jim. Thank you for coming. You noticed it too? Yeah, it's just nobody's smiling these days. So I try to put a smile on other people's faces. Hopefully they'll pay it forward. I can't really relate to the top of anxiety. I recognize it in others and willing to help them through it personally, but I'm very adverse at sucking it up and pressing it on. And that's one of the topics I was going to talk about, not today, but just in general. It's the flip side of it. I had a really good friend growing up, and he had really bad anxiety, and I didn't know what it was. It wasn't something popular. It wasn't something people talked about, and I just didn't understand it. I'm like, what do you mean you just can't go up and get out of the house? Like, we're 17 years old, uh, what's the deal? I couldn't understand it. So I understand being on that side of the fence. My husband's the same way. He's like, I don't understand it. He's extremely encouraging. He's really good about understanding that I have it, but he doesn't understand it at all. And I understand how he feels because I've been there. So while it sucks for the guy who I was, friends with growing up that he had it, it gave me another perspective that people don't understand. If you've never had an anxiety attack or a panic attack, you just don't get it. So it's great that you don't have anxiety. That's wonderful. Especially stoplights. Not in a hurry. I think I missed something there. Same. I don't really like talking to people on the phone. Is that new or is that just something that's always been? Anxiety is a feeling of being trapped, like you want to unzip and crawl out, but you can't. Anxiety comes in different ways. Chemical. Oh, definitely. There's about a million different triggers that can cause somebody to have anxiety, and they range in so many ways. I mean, some people literally can't go out of the house. They have complete agoraphobia. I've been there in my 20s. I've been there, and it's not a fun place to be. They actually said that I had, deep depression. Of course, I have deep depression. I'm afraid to leave my house. Who wouldn't be? And once I was able to leave the house, my depression magically cleared up. But yeah, it can come in. It can be a brain imbalance. It can be something that triggered you. I'm pretty sure mine got triggered from when I fainted when I was about 17 or 18 years old at a first day at a job, and that just set something off in my head, and I was never the same since. And that came from locking my knees. So when I first started having panic attacks, my husband didn't know what to do. We should do a video with you on how to help somebody dealing with it. Anytime, prepping artists, let me know when you're ready, and we can definitely do that because it would be great, especially with his point of view, somebody who I'm thinking doesn't have them, and you know, but yeah, anytime you're ready. I believe their plan worked. People either trusted the science or didn't, and that divided us, looking at everybody wondering who is who. It's funny because Dr. Seuss had a book, the Star-Bellied Sneetches. He kind of he kind of says it all right in that book. Exactly. I still don't tell people. People at work, there's about 3 people that have didn't trust the science, and I don't know who they are. I've just heard because somebody has a really loud mouth there. And yeah, if because one time I told somebody and I got a look of, what do you mean? How dare you? I don't know if I could work with you. And that was at an older office. And I'm like, well, that's that's not my problem. That's your problem. Hey, Daryl, how you doing? It's gotten bad where I just want to stay in bed. My YouTube family, my animals make me get up. I was told the other day anxiety NP was just a cop out. Just a cop out? I'm not sure who told you that, but please don't believe whoever it is. I'm assuming you didn't. Yeah, no. That's horrible. No, but I do suggest you try to get yourself out of bed for your own sake. The more you do it, the more you will be able to do it. But yeah, no, that's horrible. Whoever said that, it should be smacked in the face with a chair. Hey, Tomcats, thanks for coming in. So sorry I'm late. Took my dog for a 3-mile walk. Nice. Oops, sorry. Hold on one second. Uh, oops. Wow, I really hate autocorrect. Sorry. Okay. Missing anybody? I hope I didn't miss anybody. If I miss saying hello to you, it was not intentional. Doing awesome, Tomcats. I hope your walk was awesome as well. It's raining and gross here. There'll be no walking. Hey, hey, Dee, how you doing? The link is there if you feel like popping up. Okay, Katrinka, have a wonderful day. Anxiety is a chemical disorder. Well, it depends on how you look at it. Not everybody has a chemical disorder. A lot of people can solve it without the use of chemicals. So I will have to disagree with you a little bit there. I know that it can cause it. I don't think it's more any more than situational. It's stress. Stress definitely brings it out. You chat, and if you're in chat and I didn't say hello, I'm sorry. I'm busy all day and I don't want to forget anybody. Hoping I'm not missing anything. Okay. Also, I found the cool people. Howdy, everybody. Hey, Backwards, how are you? My favorite ranter. As I said, everybody go check out all of the other channels in here. If they miss you and you have a channel, just yell. One of them will definitely put your channel up. People go check out everybody's channels. You probably know most of everybody's in here. I know Tomcat's got a good channel. Outlaw, Prepping Artist, Devil Dog, Backwoods, Down the Rabbit Hole. I'm hoping I don't want to miss anybody. I hate calling people out because I'm always afraid I'm going to miss somebody. But I mean, really, really great. Devil Dog, I don't know if I said him. KP. So, yeah, some really great channels in here. So, check them out. Mine is not a chemical disorder. Mine is situation. I'm the same way, Outlaw. Mine is not chemical. I don't want chemicals to fix it. So I've been, working really hard to make sure that I don't get back to the spot I was back in where I was in my 20s. It's not a fun place to be. Too much adrenaline. Well, that's a fight or flight reflex. That's not, I mean, yes, it can be caused by chemicals, but it's not necessarily a chemical reaction, I should say. It's not necessarily from that. Oh.
Hello,
Hey,
sister.
How are you?
Good. Am I echoing?
I don't think so. I
Okay,
think you're
good.
good.
All right, good.
How are you?
Good, good. I just got back from church, so I came in and I saw you were on. I was like, oh, let me get a soda. So yeah. Hi to everybody in the chat. Sorry I didn't have a chance to say hi to you all individually. I just got in the door. And I got so excited to see that Coffee First was on.
Oh, I love you.
I love you, sister.
Where did I go? Just got back with Oscar making homemade pierogies for the wife and me now, but I love. Aw, thank you, Tomcats. Nice. That
Ooh,
sounds delicious.
doesn't it? I love pierogies.
I love pierogies. I've never had a homemade pierogi. I've never tried making them myself.
Oh, they're good.
But yeah, I've only had frozen ones. They are delicious though.
They are. They are.
Uh, let me see. Wasn't still my ex. I had one of those also, Teresa. Horrible. And he came from a prominent family. I was never married to him. We had a son together, and I was never married to him. And he came from a prominent family, who his father was the union leader for the railroad around here, and his brother was the lawyer, and his other brother was a cop, and he thought who the hell he was. He was actually a cop in the um, he was a cop also, and they made my life a living hell for a really long time. They would bring me to court for they it's funny, they would do things and then bring me to court saying that I did them, and I was just like, I'm dumbfounded, because I'm like, what? So talk about a trigger for anxiety. I understand you, sister. That is huge. It is huge. We had a very, very, very drawn out long custody battle, and it was horrible for anxiety and stress. It was, so when I tell you I understand, I understand. I know, and I I'm probably going to go to hell for saying this, but mine drank himself to death, so I feel bad for my son. Not that he was close to him, but he still lost his father. But
I'm
and
gonna
his
third that too.
you what? I couldn't hear you.
I'm gonna third that too because that's a huge trigger for me too.
Yeah, so it's not, sometimes the people in our lives cause us so much stress that it puts us over the edge, and we can't handle it anymore, because it is just, we're just overloaded. We have so much to do, and most of us are overthinkers. I mean, I know I am. I know you've said you are.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's horrible for people like us.
It really is. And being a DV survivor, there are a lot of triggers that come along with that. Like there are certain places that I won't even go because like I know that like my ex lives there. He knows people in that neighborhood or wherever. So there's certain areas that I won't even go because it's just a trigger for me.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
I understand that. Yeah, hey, Penny Pinchin.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. That's absolutely horrible.
I'm sorry you had to go through that. I am not. I think I was. Thank God I was smart enough to not marry him, because I would have ended up. I would have ended up exactly not where I wanted to be. So it's.
Yep.
I got to say, it was probably the smartest decision I ever made in my life.
Yeah. See, I didn't want to marry my ex. To be honest with you, I really didn't. But my family was like, they kept pressuring me and pressuring me and pressuring me. So I did it because they were like, you know, you're sinning in the eyes of God, and I did it, and I really regret marrying him. But you live and you learn. So
And you got out of it.
I got out of it.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yes. Thank God for that. Thank God.
Oh, hey, Pilgrim. Not sure if I saw you.
Pilgrim.
I know you were here basically before I was today. He's always first, even in my own lives.
He's awesome. He's awesome. Morning, Pilgrim.
24 hours is not enough day for me to do all I want. Sometimes it's too long for me. Uh, Let me make that. I have the same problem if I'm on my phone, little tiny keyboard, and I can't type very well. Just continue to do the better. So yeah, my ex used to use a daughter as a pawn. Yeah. It's, you know what? People suck. And yeah, that's exactly great advice, Teresa. Just keep doing what you do, and let me tell you something. Eventually it will fix itself. It takes a long time, and hopefully the kids eventually do see it also. Because my son didn't see it for a long time, and then one day he was like, "Wow, he's a real piece of work."
Yep.
He had more
Yep.
colorful words.
Oh yeah, yeah. That's my sons are in the same boat. My daughter, she has a relationship with him now, and that's like her thing. But my middle son, he's like, I don't want to have anything to do with him. Like he knows, and that's one thing I used to tell my ex all the time. I'm like, these kids when they get older, they're gonna know. It doesn't matter what you say or what like they're gonna know because they were there. So yeah, it's
Exactly. Exactly. They figure it out.
mm-hmm, yeah.
Uh, that is understandable, especially in times we live in. And just focus on better things behind you and put your faith in Jesus and the Bible. Yep, that's great advice. You have the rest of the day. The only thing that helped my anxiety is my relationship with God and not having fear of dying anymore because I know that's where I'm going. I got to say, prepping artist, it's been a big help in my life too. And
Same.
I have not always been a religious person. As a matter of fact, I was very not that I wasn't. I was always spiritual, but I was very anti-religion. And past couple of years, I've kind of found my way back, and it's helped a lot. I'm sorry, did I cut you off, D?
No, my son, he knocked on my door, so I muted myself really quick.
Oh, okay. I just, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm still trying to get used to the talking on a screen. It's really difficult, especially when it's got a little lag and you can't tell somebody's about to talk.
Yeah, I always feel bad. Like I always feel like I'm interrupting you or something. So
I feel like I'm interrupting you, but
I,
that's it.
I I'm in the same boat with you though too. I was very spiritual for a long time, and then there was a part of me that started to like stray away from my religion, and I was really confused for a long time because like I grew up in an Episcopal home. My family was mostly Irish, but my great grandmother used to read tea leaves, which in the Christian religion they are against that, the form of fortune telling and stuff like that.
She
So
used
it's
to.
very
Sorry, I missed a word. She used to what?
she used to read tea leaves.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So and that's a no-no. That's like doing tarot cards and stuff like that. So I was really confused for a long time because I'm like, well, this is my heritage. This is how I grew up. And my grandmother was a Christian. My great grandmother was a Christian, but she still read tea leaves. And then it wasn't until like a couple of years ago that I started to come back. And then last year, my middle son, was kind of pressing me, let's go back to church. Let's go back to church. And then we ended up finding a different denomination, and now we're immersed in that church, and we're happy.
Oh, that's great. I think finding the right church is really, or the right group of people is really important.
It really is because one of the things that I didn't like about my church, and I mean, like we all talk about this here, and we all know how we feel. Like it's nothing against like the gay community or something like that, but it's just like the whole acceptance of it. It's like first it was not normal and it was against the Bible. Then it's like, oh well, this is how it is now, so now we're going to make an exception. And it's like, well, what is next? It's like either the Bible is correct or it's not correct. You can't go and switch things around because of the times. You know what I mean?
Right.
And the church that I'm in now is like the Bible is the sole authority. There's no errors written in it, so there's no room to try to interpret it into a different way and say, okay, well this worked in the year 1000, but in 2023 they don't do that, and that's one thing that I like and I need as a Christian is that consistency, knowing that what I'm being taught is how it's going to be and how it's supposed to be, and it's not going to be changed or left up to interpretation to, come in time with our times. So,
They- Exactly. It's yeah, how could you not be confused with everything with everything that they're doing?
yeah,
But yeah, I grew up in a I always said that my mother was a born again Christian, but she was to the extreme. So you remember the movie Carrie from Stephen King?
yes, yes.
That that was my mother. So
Oh, yeah.
so
Sorry.
when I tell you I went way, I was like, nope, absolutely not. That is not for me. So for the longest time, I had absolutely well, I mean, no religious ties at all whatsoever. I was just
Yeah,
like, I believe in something. I'm spiritual. I believe that there is a God. I just don't know, you know, what kind of God. And it
yeah,
took me a long time to realize how extreme she was. And even though she was extreme, that didn't mean that everything was wrong. So I've gotten and believe it or not, it's more of this community because and my best friend who is I got her into prepping.
that's awesome.
She got me into faith. So it's it's been and it's I'm not as afraid of dying as I used to be. And like Kelly is saying, it's that was my biggest fear. It's dying. And you take that away and the anxiety is not so heavy anymore. So I mean, I'm not going to say I'm 100% there, but I'm really, really trying to get there.
Yeah, yeah. And I have to say, like, Kelly really did make a very valid point because I feel the same way. It wasn't until coming to Christ and knowing that, when I leave this earth, there's no death. I'm going home. I'm going to the kingdom.
Right.
That's, it's comforting. It's comforting.
Definitely. And it's definitely helped with my anxiety.
Yeah, mine too.
I had a lot of, I had anxiety a lot when I was younger. As I've gotten older, I have learned to, so, and there you go. Best advice ever. Just don't care.
I love it.
I think that is the best one yet.
Yeah,
All people suck, but all people don't suck all the time. Truth.
yep,
Also try to eat healthy. You know what? That's a big one. When I eat healthier, I feel better. And when I feel better, I tend not to have so much anxiety, especially if I try to stay away from like sugar and anything really heavy.
yep.
So
That makes
that's
a lot of sense.
right. It's a big one. Uh,
Yeah,
I always say I love you guys. Life can be taken away in an instant, so I make it. It's beautiful advice. Live each day like it was your last, and then you'll have no regrets.
yeah, that's great advice. I like that a lot. Was that Tom Cat who said that?
That was Tomcat. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. That was good advice. I like that one.
I figured it out with my dad. It took until after I was out of school, but yep, they will figure it out. Yeah, it just sucks that your kids have to go through that to begin with. But you know what? Sometimes it makes them stronger, but it still sucks.
Yeah.
Certain times I've been through where even caffeine's a big trigger for a lot of people. Thank God it's not for me.
Oh my gosh, I'm not kidding. That's so funny.
If you're having bad anxiety, try to avoid it. Yeah.
So I work at a coffee shop in town. Like a lot of people don't know that. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do because I'm making a change in careers and stuff. But for now, I work at a coffee shop in town, and I mean the hours are great. I make pretty decent money, but people flip out over their coffee. I mean, that gives me anxiety. And like, I literally had someone demand that they wanted to watch me make their coffee
Oh my
to see
God.
that I was making it the right way. So, with a smile on my face, I did so. And I wished them a Merry Christmas. But I'm like, oh my goodness, so much anxiety over coffee. It was crazy. I could think of a million other things I could be anxious over, but not over that morning cup of coffee.
That's you know what? I take my coffee seriously, but I'm never willing to yell at somebody or
Or demand to watch them make your coffee. Yeah, yeah.
that's a little extreme.
It is a little extreme.
Oh, who did I just see come in? Hey, hey, how you doing? Hope all is good with you. Uh, religion is just someone's interpretation. A personal relationship with God is so much more simple. Pray before you read the Bible and ask God to reveal. That's beautiful. I love that.
Amen.
Amen. Exactly. Eating a keto diet has made a big difference in my wife's anxiety. Yep. See, there you go. Back to diet. Yeah.
Yeah. See, yes, it is. But I do like working with the public because I like meeting people. I like talking to people. Um, but yeah, no, it can be a pain. If I
Absolutely.
didn't make myself get out and work with the public, I would be a complete hermit. So me getting out and working and dealing with the public is a good thing.
That's great. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny because I hate working from home. I hate other people working from home because it makes this whole world so much more difficult. And
it does. Oh, go ahead, honey.
I've lost my train of thought. This
I'm
is
sorry.
panic attacks.
I feel bad because I do this to Susie all the time. I'll start talking and she'll be like, "Oh, I forgot what I was going to say."
It has nothing to do with you. It has all me. You know what? Because I'm still trying to get used to this. It's this is my huge. If I can do this, I can do anything type of.
Yeah,
So it takes very very little for me to squirrel out
yeah, same here.
on my mountain. I have no anxiety. I always say I'm going to move to a mountain, and you better call if you're going to show up because I am just going to shoot first and ask questions later.
Yes.
I'm not afraid of dying. I'm afraid. I'm afraid of did I live a good enough life and help enough people? Tomcat, you are a wonderful person.
Oh, that's awesome.
So you have nothing but good things to say about people. It's awesome.
Hmm.
A good way to keep anxiety down is to keep on on a project. Don't just sit idle. Yeah, well that's kind of what I was trying to say before. Don't let this world enable you. Go out and do the things. Don't order your food online. Go out to the store. Get go get your stuff. Go to the bank. Make the deposits. I personally won't go into a bank because I have a fear of banks. I have a fear that it's going to get robbed while I'm in there, and I actually should have been in a bank robbery when it happened. So that's where that came from.
Oh goodness, that's scary.
Well, it's just, and I always thought about it, but yeah, it just a funny story. I was maybe 19 years old. I got out at Friday at noon every Friday, and maybe once every 3 months or so, my boss was able to cash my check instead of me going to the bank. And it didn't happen often; it was rare, but sometimes he would. And I would take my check. I'd go right to the bank. I was there by 12:15. I'd cash my check, home by 12:30. Right. That day, he happened to cash my check, and that day at 12:15, that bank got robbed. So
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they said they were nasty. And this again, I was 19, so we're talking many years ago. Uh,
Yeah,
they
it's
said
so
they were
scary.
nasty. They were pushing people around. They had guns in people's faces. I was like, thank God I was not there.
Yeah, yeah, that's scary.
If the actual church is not doing things you feel correctly, maybe try to help around the church on a day off, like a food bank or something. Get to know the people until that's a great. Yep, absolutely great advice. If you don't like what they're doing, I also the church that my mother was affiliated with. Half of the priests were are in jail, so that also didn't left a bad taste in my mouth.
Good Lord, yeah, that would too. Pepper Book Club, I love that you love working from home. See, and like honestly, if it wasn't for the crippling anxiety and the agoraphobia, that would probably be okay for me. But because I fight the agoraphobia and the anxiety like on a constant basis, I have to push myself and go out into the world. Because if I don't, I will become one of those people who never leaves my house. So I love that you can work from home, and it's all good. That's awesome.
I didn't see you sneak in there. How you doing? I'm going backwards in chat. I'm all over the place.
Oh, I'm sorry. I am too.
A lot fewer people here. I don't deal. I used to deal with somewhat of the public in my last office. I worked for social services, but in the accounting department, and we had plenty of phone calls, and we made daycare payments. So dealing with some of those people,
Oh
not the people I wanted to deal with. So it was a little.
yeah,
Churches nowadays want to fill you with feel good stuff and not actual business. Hardly any churches will talk about revelations. See, I haven't been to church yet. I'm still working on it with me. And my girlfriend is she actually gave me my first Bible. Um, and I've been talking to her about it. I told her, I said, I'm willing to go if she found one that she likes. We don't have one around here that she likes. So I'm kind of waiting for her to
oh, that's awesome. Yeah, you have to find one that you like because I grew up in the Episcopal Church, and it was funny because my son last I think it was July, June or July, he was like, "Let's go back to church, mom. Let's go back to church, mom." And a long time ago, we had these neighbors that used to go to the Baptist church, and I absolutely loved those neighbors. They used to invite me all the time, but I wasn't feeling religion at the time. I was just in a very different place. And my son and I had went to the Episcopal church and found out that the service had actually started an hour earlier because the service hours changed in the summer for the church that we used to go to. And I was like, oh, geez, we got up early. We're here. We wanted to go to church. And I'm like, well, let's just go to the Baptist church because I know that their service starts a little later. And we went there and we sat and we listened, and that was it. You know, now we go every Sunday because it falls more in line with like what we believe. Things are explained to us, and it was just. I think if we had gone back to the Episcopal Church, I probably would have strayed away again because they weren't providing what I need spiritually to grow. And I think that's important is finding the right church that can give you what you need spiritually to grow and to come into Christ.
absolutely, absolutely. I went to the last time I was in church was for a friend's not the funeral. They did something a year later where they mentioned the people who had died in the past year, and it was really just a 2 hour church, and it was like torture sitting through it. It was definitely not and it was a Catholic church. Like if I'm going to go back to a church, it's not going to be a Catholic church
Yeah,
just because of the way I grew up. I'm not knocking it for anybody, God, I've never knocked somebody's, you know, for them. Me personally, I could not go
it
back to
wasn't
a
for
Catholic
you.
church. So.
Yeah.
Mhm. There are plenty of bad churches, but there's plenty of good ones too. Don't give up if you find a bad one. Keep it. Yeah, that's exactly it. Go until where you find it comfortable. You don't have to go to this one just because it's down the block and it's the same religion you want. Yeah, absolutely. Find the one that you want to go to.
Yep, I agree with that.
And I mean, if you do, as I said, I haven't been there. I'm just coming back to it. I've, the last couple of years have really, shown me a lot and shown me that, this is what I should be doing. And this is what I should be, following, if
Absolutely.
that makes sense. Like,
Yep.
I'm losing my words.
Yeah, no, it makes perfect sense.
Okay.
Especially when you see all the evil in the world around us and everything that's being pushed on us and all these ideologies.
That may be what is pushing me back towards it. I mean, who knows? Because there is it's so much evil, and the more evil you see, the more you see.
Yep,
Does that make sense?
it does. Yep. Yeah. Like last year when they did the Grammy Awards, I didn't watch it, but I heard about it afterwards and I had to watch the videos and it was like so satanic and that was one of the things that I think my son too was starting to resonate in him was why we need to go back to church because we're like, well, there's something really evil going on here and we don't want to be a part of it.
Yeah.
And it seems like they're removing God, they're removing Jesus from everything, and they're putting in Satanism. Like, I don't know, did you notice that happened in Iowa when they put in that statue of Baphomet?
No, I didn't see that.
They put in a statue of Baphomet and an altar for the Satanic Temple in the state capital of Iowa. This is a funny story, though. So this vet, who was also part of Missouri Congress, went in there and he beheaded the statue of Baphomet and smashed it.
Oh,
Rightfully so, because you think if Jesus was walking around in our time, he would allow a statue of Satan to be worshipped in a public specter. You know what I mean?
right.
And I just find it so ironic how they're removing God from everything, but now they're putting up statues of Baphomet. It just kind of tells us like where things are heading. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah,
This, we seriously, I swear, we're living in the upside down.
yeah. It feels that way. So, on a positive note, so the guy did get arrested and charged with a misdemeanor. He went to raise $30,000. It was either $20,000 or $30,000 for a lawyer to defend him, and he ended up raising more than that. It was like 28 or 30,000. And he was a vet. So kudos to this guy for smashing that statue and taking a stand for Jesus.
Absolutely. I
Yep.
just want to know, did anybody else get arrested for smashing statues? We're not shouldn't get into that.
I don't think so.
If I worked from home, I'd never get any work done. I have to have a change of scenery for my brain. It's time to work because I don't want my peaceful home. I'm 100% with you, Teresa. I hate working from home. When we had to do it with when that big C word came around, I was miserable. I need to go to work. That's Work is for work, home is for home. I don't want to have anything at home reminding me of work, and I can't work from home. I'm not in the mindset. I'm going to go and do some laundry. I'm going to do 100%. Never would the work be good getting done.
See, I would love that, but I know that I would never leave my house because I have such a hard time leaving as it is that I force myself out. So,
It's wonderful you force yourself out. I do the same thing. I have to
yeah,
make myself go out because it's too easy these days to not have any human contact.
yeah, and just self isolate. Yep.
Yeah, I mean, it's horrible. And then they wonder why all these kids are coming up with these anxiety problems because, they're not allowed to socially interact in school. They're taught to, everything is done online. You don't want to go to school. We'll just teach you online. This world has just made it way too convenient to have anxiety and not to.
Yeah, I agree.
Hello, friends. I've had many conversations with God sitting in. Miss Sharon, good advice. I missed the advice. Maybe we should do more family buddy and then grow from that with friends and neighbors. That's beautiful. Absolutely. My kids are adults and it wouldn't go over well right now. I'm working on them, but slowly. They turtle up quick. They've both been introduced to stuff, but that's about it with me. As I said, I went way to the opposite end with everything. I was the I'll introduce it to you and let you make your own choices. So now I'm trying to reintroduce it to them slowly. We'll see if hopefully it sinks in there a little bit. It's a big move. I missed something. Sometimes the best church is the one. Yeah, absolutely, Steve. Absolutely. Always remember what you're going through is not who you are. It may be tough, but you are tougher. We only fail if we fail to try. That's awesome. Absolutely awesome. I love that.
Yeah, I love that too.
It's also about what you give. People are not perfect. You won't find. Yeah, people are not perfect. That's something I wanted to say about the holidays and such. You don't have to be perfect. So I know a lot of people are stressing over holiday stuff and everything being perfect. You don't have to be. Do what you can. And it's I have three really good friends, and we do a lot of stuff together, and they're miserable at Christmas time because all they want to do is get through the holidays, get through them. And I'm just like, the holidays is the best season ever. Like, this is the time to do the things that you love, spoil yourself along with your family, be with your family, enjoy making memories, doing things, making cookies, watching movies. Like, this is the time that it's like enabling you to be with your family and do good things and be happy. And everybody's just going the wrong way with it. And nobody's remembering even the reason for the season at this point. And, even if it's not, I know not everybody is a spiritual person, but even if it's not that, then let it be about family and togetherness and just being good people, and not about all this stress. And I don't know, you don't have to buy the perfect gift. I keep telling my family, if you go out and think of me and you think I will like it, that is the best Christmas present ever for me. Even if it's a
Yep.
flower you picked. If you think I will love that flower and you were thinking of me, best gift ever. I don't want to tell people what I want. I'm not going to give you a gift certificate. I'm going to go out and think of that person, because for me, that's a lot of what this is about. Besides the whole, religious aspect of it. It's about, being with family and making those connections again, because you lose them so much throughout the year.
Yep.
My oldest is singing with his class at the evening service at church tonight. My biggest mission is helping my son along. So hope they choose to follow God and keep them alive until then. That's great.
That's awesome, Minute Man.
Good luck
That
with
is awesome.
singing. That's so much fun. No such thing as coincidence. I missed something there. If no one ever told you they love you and believe in you, I love you and believe in you. I know these are hard times, but you are not alone. You're awesome, Tomcat. I missed something. Reading this chat really makes me believe we didn't cross any paths by 1,000%, Miss Sharon.
I agree. Yeah, absolutely, Miss Sharon.
I believe everybody is brought into our life for a reason.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm not sure what made me do this, other than it was definitely a sign from God, because I swore. I mean, you guys know I've been around for a couple years, however long it's been, and I always swore I will never have a channel ever. You will never see me behind the camera. Then one day I was like, I have to do a channel about anxiety. It was
I
so
love that you're doing this.
strong, overwhelming feeling. And I told Dee and Kevin, and they were just like, "You have to do it. We are going to help you in every way."
Yep.
And if it wasn't for those two, this channel would definitely not have happened.
Oh, I love you, sister. It's all you, girl. It's all you.
But something made me do this, and I'm thinking like, somebody just needs something that either I can give or this channel can give. If it's somebody else making a comment that helps them, it's something, but somebody needs something. And I don't believe in coincidences either.
Nope.
All right.
Bye, Pilgrim. Have a good day, brother.
Program. Thank you for coming. I missed your comment, but thank you, Tony. Yeah, no such thing as coincidence. So, thank you. And one day you're going to get up here, right, with me? Because that would be awesome.
Oh, yeah.
And hope everything is doing okay with you, Southern Roots. Oh, there you are. Have a great day, Pilgrim. For all my family that I choose, love you so much. Hope we can all meet in person. I'm hoping that too. We're in the lotto, so maybe Beaverine Camp will be a
I
real
love that.
dream.
Yeah, I love that idea. That's a great idea.
Just coping right now here for the diversion. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. That's horrible, little lone prepper. My condolences. Prayers for you, prayers for her family.
I'm so sorry for that little old prepper.
All right, I am. Wow, I made it over an hour. All right, and I only stuttered 7,800 times, so perfect. I am
Yeah, but
going.
you were saying though, you weren't saying things like "it's the thing," the thing.
The thing. One day I will find my words. It's got when when I'm not panicking as much. I'm always bad at words, so add the anxiety on there, and it's difficult for me to find them. So I need help finding simple words like orange. That color in between. Uh, I'm not sure. We play at work. They follow it, and they just collect. And I never want to be. I never want to be left out. You have the accent, not me. I sound the same as everybody else. We need each
So
other
funny.
for 1,000% outlaw. Absolutely, sister.
Absolutely.
Aw, you're so sweet, Tomcats. You're awesome. Right on, coffee. Face it and overcome it. To help others, it's a great therapy. Man, you have
Absolutely.
some insane insight. Absolutely wonderful. All right. With that note, I am going to sign off, and we'll leave that because that is a very important thing. And just remember, breathe, relax your muscles, and talk to yourself in a good way. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do next Sunday because it is Christmas Eve. So I'm not sure. I'm pretty much guessing everybody probably has better things to do. And but we'll see. I might if I'm here and people show up, maybe I'll do it. If not, I will see you all the following Sunday.
Thanks for having me up here.
You what?
I said thank you for having me up here.
Oh, thank you for coming up. You are definitely my and, what do you call it? Safety blanket. My
Oh,
what do you call it? I told you I suck at words.
it's all good. It's all good. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for coming.
Hey, Camo Carl, thanks for coming. We're wrapping it up, but thank you for coming anyway. All right, so with that, I'm signing out. Have a wonderful one, everybody. And if I do not talk to you, happen not to see you, everybody have a wonderful Christmas or whatever it is you celebrate. Take care.